Every week we bring you stories of athletes who amaze us.
Junior Kaia Diederichs had a record-setting year as a freshman last season for Colfax soccer. But as Brian Mueller tells us, Kaia's life on the pitch is only half the story.
Dawn at Colfax High School. Still hours away from first period, school is already in session on the court. It's the start of yet another busy day for sophomore Kaia Diederichs.
Her schedule's really crazy. Yeah, but she handles it well, and she wouldn't want it any other way.
Kaia is the rare same-season two-sport athlete, not only starring on the court, but on the pitch as well, all while maintaining a 4.0 GPA.
It took a lot of getting used to and figuring out my daily routine. It was all very down to a fine point.
I think the only way she made it work is because she became so disciplined in her lifestyle and her choices, carving out time to do her homework during car rides to and from practices and games, and she's very matter of fact and cut and dry when it comes to her habits.
Kara would know. She's not only Kaia's soccer coach at Colfax, she's also her mom. Kaia has been juggling the two sports since she was a kid, starting soccer at the age of 4 and then basketball a few years later. Kara says she knew her daughter was going to be a special soccer player from the beginning.
Everything she did was correct, the way she touched the ball, I didn't have to teach her the proper technique to dribble, the way she passed the ball, the way she shot the ball. So it was pretty clear early on just that she kind of had a little bit of special talent and gift going on.
As Kaia got older, she continued to excel in both sports. But when the Sac-Joaquin section voted to move boys and girls soccer to the winter starting in 2016, Kara was devastated because of the high crossover between basketball and soccer.
I sat there crying. I think she was 10 years old, and she's like, "Mom, it's fine. I'm gonna play both still." And I was like, you can't. I don't think you understand. And she was always like, "Nope, I'm gonna play both. I'm gonna do it."
And 5 years later, Kaia made good on that promise. But it's not just that Kaia is playing both sports, she's dominating. In her freshman season on the field, all Kaia did was set the Colfax single-season goal record with 37, which happened to be a goal she set for herself before the season.
It was a big goal for me. I had known about it for a while, what the record was, ever since I was young, and I'd always joke about, I'm gonna go in and break it, but I definitely did not think it would happen as soon as it did.
I knew she was gonna have an impact. I don't think I realized how big of an impact she would have as a freshman. I don't think I realized how well she would balance playing two varsity sports at the same time her freshman year. And she's always been very goal-oriented, and she likes to have something to work towards.
On the court, Kaia was third on the team in scoring and second in assists. And on occasion, that brilliance was seen in both sports on the same day.
She loves it when she has two games. She loves to go from a soccer game to a basketball game. She says it gets her ready to go, gets her pumped.
And the numbers back that up. Last year, Kaia averaged 9 points per game in basketball and 1.7 goals per game in soccer. But on days she played both sports, she scored about 1.5 points more on the court and averaged a hat trick on the pitch. Kaia's success has been crucial to the future of Colfax athletics. She's the first one to play soccer and basketball in the same season, creating a bi-sport blueprint that has been followed by an additional 4 girls who are playing both this year. And if Kaia felt any pressure being the first, she doesn't show it.
I just always assumed it was going to go well, so I never really thought about it, about going well.
A contract is written up at the start of the season that dictates where Kaia will practice and play for potential conflicts. Last year, everything went pitch and court perfect until the most important games of the season.
The first big game conflict, the only game we couldn't solve, was the first round of the state tournament for both teams.
Both soccer and basketball had games the same day. The contract dictated Kaia would play for the team with the better seed. Even though Colfax won a section title in soccer, they were bumped up a division and given the worst seed, meaning Kaia was hitting the hardwood and some hard times.
It was heartbreaking. A lot of people wanted me to pull the mom card, but my argument was if we did that, we would have ruined the chance for it to work out for all other players. If we're going to use a contract, we need to stick to the contract.
It was a pretty rough week, going in. And I watched, the first minute or two of the game from the locker room before our basketball game. And then they did score, the first minute of the game, the other team did. And that was really hard to watch, and know that I have no control over that and that they're out there.
To make matters worse, both teams lost. But through the disappointment, Kaia learned a valuable lesson.
The fact that I couldn't for that day, it definitely made me feel like a moment of realization that like it's a crazy thing that I'm doing, like that I'm gonna get to be able to play with sports.
It's a lesson Kara has learned in her own way as well, to appreciate her daughter's accomplishments as a coach and a mom.
I get so caught up in the coaching aspect of things that I do forget sometimes to take a step back and think about, as a parent, how that it's okay to be super proud of her. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that she has taken all these experiences up until now and is already achieving so much at such a young age. It makes me excited for what her adult life is going to look like, just because of all the skills that she's building up right now through her athletics and academics.
Reporting in Colfax, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Kaia says her goal this year is to win section titles in both soccer and basketball, and hopefully the state games will be on different days.
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier.